like to introduce yourselves, then you may proceed in whatever manner you'd like to.
Good morning, I'm Carol Davies. I'm the administrator for the Area Agency on Aging.
I'm Ann Devine. I'm the Deputy Administrator at the Office of Aging.
And I'm Doreen Kline. I'm the Fiscal Officer at AAA. Thanks.
Very good. Thank you.
So we're here today to review a few items with the County Commissioners. The first is some contract amendments for the 2021-2022 fiscal year. That's the year that ends at June 30th. We only have 3 amendments for the current fiscal year. They total $6,514. And of the 3 contracts, 2 of them allow us to hire staff on a temporary basis while we continue to try and fill all our vacancies through the state civil service process. We do have funds available within our budget to pay for these contracts, so we are not asking for any additional support from the County Commissioners at this time.
Love to hear that. And I'll make a motion to approve the provider contract amendments as presented.
Second. We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve those 3 contract amendments. Any questions? I'm sorry that I didn't realize Jamie wasn't here. How quickly we forget. But all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, so moved.
Thank you. We also have our contracts for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. That's the fiscal year that begins on July 1st. We have 37 contracts listed for services valued at $1,177,277. Most of these contracts are carryovers of providers we have contracted with in the current year. In these contracts, for some of our service providers, we have requested an increase for 5.3% as a cost of living increase. We know that the Consumer Price Index is rising at a rate higher than that. We understand that the Department of Aging may or may not allow us a 4% increase, but we wanted to be cognizant of our funding restrictions. We wanted to be cognizant of the increases in expenses that the providers are experiencing. So we came up with the 5.3% recommendation. We have had approval from the Department of Aging for this increase, and so that's what we added to these contracts for your review. Many of our contracts are not capped because we have multiple providers who provide the same thing, so we just keep track internally to ensure that we don't go over our amounts. In conjunction with the contracts, we always present our budget for the new fiscal year, and the budget shows revenues and expenses of $4,179,473. That's just a 1.8% increase over what our budget was for the current year, the 21-22 year. As far as the revenues, we did see a slight increase in our regular aging block grant. This is the 2nd year of the adjustment that we're getting due to changes in the state's interstate funding formula, which recognizes changes in populations in the counties across the state. We also, as many people are experiencing, we no longer have access to our CARES money that we had in the prior 2 years, or the FFCRA money, but we do continue to have money from the ARPA, which is also related to COVID.
Is that state ARPA?
No, well, it comes through the Department of Aging, but they're federal funds.
Okay.
Yes. So with that, with these various funding sources, we are able to fund these contracts with the funding we have on hand and are not requesting additional funds from the county commissioners for our budget for this coming fiscal year.
Okay, motion?
And I'll second. Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve those 37 provider contracts. And I may have missed this, but this is 22-23?
Yes, I think I have a typo on my,
Okay.
on my sheet.
That's what I'm referring to.
Yes,
I
that's my
wasn't sure.
problem. Sorry.
Okay, it's 22-23 provider contracts. Any questions regarding this motion? If not, all in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Thank you. The final item that we have today are some changes to our advisory council membership. That's on a separate email. I don't know if you have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay. So we Have 3-year terms for all our advisory council members. Some of the terms expire every year. Individuals may serve two 3-year terms, so some members have already served their 2 3-year terms and must go off, and then we appoint new people.
Any interest in reading those names, or are we good?
I can if you would like.
I think to recognize their volunteerism would be.
Okay, sure. We have 3 members who have served their 2 3-year terms and are not eligible to be reappointed. That's Priscilla Heist, who is a retired person in the community, Erin Ilyes, who is a hospice social worker at the VA, and Joan-Marie Norman, who was the administrator at Juniper Village but has since retired. We have 1 member who served a 3-year term and is now willing to serve a second 3-year term, and that's Kimberly Kreider-Umble from Lebanon Family Health Services. We have 1 member who completed an unexpired term and is now willing to serve a full 3-year term, and that's Theresa Simaska. She's the Director of Resident Relations at Cedar Haven. Then we have 3 new appointees willing to serve a 3-year term. One is Judy Dissinger, who is a retired individual. One is Roger Kier, a social worker at the Lebanon VA. And the other is John Callaway, a shared ride supervisor at Lebanon Transit. And I will note that John is not a resident of Lebanon County, but we do have a provision in our advisory council bylaws that allows for 2 members who are not residents of the county because they have some significant impact on services for people in the county. And so he takes the second of those spots we have.
I'll make a motion to appoint those 8 nominees for serving on your board.
Well, I think there are 6. There are 3 that are not being am I reading that correctly?
There's actually 5 people being reappointed and some appointed or reappointed, and 3
And
people
3
going
that
off.
We're thanking for their
Yes.
service. Good with that. Okay, all in favor of the motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. So moved.
Great.
Hey, thank you all very much. Good work.
Glad to be here too. Sorry.
Stay longer.
Have a great day, ladies.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I was already
Nope, it's okay.
moving along and realized you weren't there.
My first hour and a half has been equivalent to 8 already.